You are all knowing. You are connected to great sources of information and wisdom. Your DNA itself is information and guidance. You are connected to Gaia, the Earth's grid, the Akash, which contains an infinite abundance of information and wisdom. You are the higher selves, the spirit guides, and so much more, which also contain infinite sources of information and wisdom. So don't worry, you know all you have to know. Let's begin. Wholeness family, it is Sage here with Spirit Trek, and I have to let you know that you already know everything. Everything? Everything. And this is so important because as a human being having this powerful mind, we assume that we have to understand everything to know everything. But knowing is being. When you truly know something, you feel it and you become it. And that doesn't have to be understood, just lived. So by our very existence alone, by our being alone, we know all that we need to know. And as you allow for more of that knowing to flow through your vessel without blocking it through various limitations, you become all-knowing, connected to your cells. You're able to hear the voice of intuition and follow it freely, knowing that it knows. Not trying to understand, well, okay, I hear that, but how long will it take? Maybe I shouldn't, that's kind of strange. Like, what is that supposed to mean? And then trying to break down every decision, every message, every whatever, right? That's not how the all-knowing works. Now, granted, there's action that needs to be taking place in this lifetime. We're not here to sit still and just wait, right? We have to act, we have to create, we have to manifest, because that's what we're here for. We have this technology for a reason, to use it. But at the same time, we realize that the technology was already built, perfected. What we are is already perfected. It's a matter of learning how to use it. Not through saying, okay, well, this is how I breathe. My heart has to go boom, boom, boom at this rate, at this pace. My cells have to vibrate at this frequency. My DNA has to, that's too much work. Because as you see, we already know how to do that. It's happening. We're doing it every day. The all-knowing doesn't have to be understood. It's a beingness. So when we begin to automate and just walk into the beingness of higher attributes and abilities and levels of consciousness, you will see a massive evolutions in the human being. Because what is now seen as hard work and effort is now a subconscious process which is automated by our systems. And then our consciousness will be able to then focus on the next great thing, you could put it that way. So I just want you to realize this, because you can spend your whole life thinking about things, trying to figure out every little detail, afraid to move, afraid to act, always trying to read the next book because you don't know enough yet. And you will never know enough in that way. There's never enough, because you can always read more information. You can always listen to the next lecture. You can always find more. But the knowing that you seek is already within you. You are it. The earth is it. The ether, the dream world is it, is there for you. Pull it in, listen, pay attention to what's happening, what you are, what you're doing. That is the knowing that you seek. And I'm speaking from firsthand experience. This is also a message to myself as well, because my whole life, I'm the kind of person where I was huge on philosophy, huge on trying to understand every little thing, listening to countless lectures and videos and everything, trying to just learn as much information as possible. And of course, there is definitely power in information. Mostly what it does is it reminds us of what we already have. You see, if you didn't already have it within you, you wouldn't be able to receive the message. When you hear a powerful message that sounds new, And you're like, oh my God, that was so wise. That was so powerful. What a genius. The fact that you were able to even receive it and align to it meant that you already possessed it on some level. But because of the language barriers and how we process so much with our minds, which is now programmed through language, until you receive it through that language, which is English or whatever, wherever you're from, whatever your language is, you don't recognize it as your knowing. So it's a really interesting game we're playing, reminding ourselves what we already know, and then being surprised when we find out about it. It's hilarious. So let's move forward in power. Let's move forward in knowing and truth. And then realize that for the days to come and your ascension process and your spiritual journey and your life journey, whatever you want to call it, much of what will happen doesn't need to be understood. Just know, set the intention for what you want in this lifetime. Be aware. Use your conscious awareness in your daily doings and work towards what you want. And allow how it happens and how it's happening and what you're becoming to just be. That will fill in for you. Okay? So once again, thank you for watching. I am Sage. I hope you felt that, because I felt it. That was real stuff right there. And please subscribe to my channel. I definitely want to connect with more of you, continue to share this message and love. And my website, spirittrek.com. It's all in the description below. With that being said, wholeness family.